There's a place deep in the mountains of Appalachia, so far off the road it doesn't show up on maps. The locals call it Dry Hollow, though no one's lived there in generations. Not since the church bell rang on its own for 7 nights straight, and the preacher's voice was found echoing inside the empty woods. Everyone in the region knows one thing. You don't go to Dry Hollow, not after dark, not at all. But Carter didn't believe in stories. He was a documentary filmmaker, the kind who scoffed at superstition and sought truth in every dusty crypt and abandoned town. When he heard about Dry Hollow from an old woman in a gas station, trembling, wide-eyed, whispering warnings, he smiled and thanked her for the lead. 2 weeks later, he parked his Jeep at the edge of a broken trail, camera slung over his shoulder, GPS already flickering. The forest swallowed him. The town was smaller than he expected. A few cabins, a rotting church, a schoolhouse with 1889 carved into the stone. Everything was dead silent, but something was wrong. The trees seemed too tall, too still, as if holding their breath. He reached the church. The door stood open. Inside, the pews were filled, not with people, with figures. Dozens of them wrapped in burlap sacks, tied with twine, like scarecrows without frames, slouched and still. Carter stepped closer. He zoomed in with his lens. The sacks were stitched shut across the face, but one of them was breathing. Slowly, he took a step back. One figure turned its head. Carter ran, back into the woods, but the trail was gone. The trees had shifted. As he stumbled through brush, he saw eyes in the dark, dozens of them tall and glowing faintly amber. They stood between the trees, never blinking, watching, whispering. "We remember you." He didn't remember them. "You belong to us now." He ran. But Dry Hollow doesn't let you leave, not if it remembers your blood, not if your grandmother was one of the ones who fled long ago, who made a deal with what lived in the woods, then tried to break it. Carter's last recording, found weeks later by hikers who never spoke of what they saw, was 5 minutes of blackness and breathing, and faintly the sound of a church bell ringing. Locals say if you hear the bell, it means the Hollow Ones have taken someone. And if you see a burlap figure near your home, don't touch it. Just run. Or pray. But never, ever open the sack. They say what's inside isn't dead, just waiting.